Good morning, everyone. Actually, it's good day. Give me just a second. Let me adjust this a little bit. I think that's good. Maybe not. Okay. Welcome, guys, to Real Talk Tuesday. I am standing up today because you know how we approach life and things happen. That happened again today. But I'll get to that in a moment. Welcome everyone to Real Talk Tuesday. My name is Crystal Kiefer, and I'm with Crystal Kiefer Inspired here on Facebook. And my mission here is to provide truth, light, and encouragement to as many women as possible, helping them to realize who they are and allow them to tell their story while leaving them ridiculously hopeful for tomorrow. And if you guys give me just a minute, I am going to share this really quick so that other people can join in and watch. So if you're popping on, say hello, tell me who's watching. It's not really showing me who's there. So I'm going to share this really quick. Give me 1 second. Facebook, you cooperate today, okay? You can do this. Almost there. Oh, I do see someone. Hi. Welcome to Real Talk Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. I'm so happy that you're here joining me live. And we're going to get started in just a minute. Just a minute. All right. We're all set. Okay, so for those of you just joining, I did mention earlier, I'm Crystal with Crystal Kiefer Inspired here on Facebook, and my mission here is to bring truth, light, and encouragement to as many women as possible, helping them to realize who they are and allow them to tell their story while leaving them ridiculously hopeful for tomorrow. Okay, guys, the previous Real Talk Tuesdays, you found me sitting in a chair, right? Had a little desk in front of me, sitting in a chair, but today I'm just rolling with some punches. Because in life, whenever we try to do something different, life tries to attack us. Things start to happen. So why wouldn't that happen today? I was sitting in my chair, writing down some things, and I got this pain, like, right in here. Like, every time I sat there, the longer I sat, the worse the pain got. Like, something was trying to keep me from coming on here and doing a video, but I chose and decided ahead of time, nothing's gonna keep me from doing these videos. So I would literally have to like fall out on the floor in order for this video to stop, and then somebody else have to come in here and stop it because I'm the only person in this room. Anyhow, so we're rolling with the punches today. Today's topic is how can we live a life of, fun, enjoy life with adding fun to it. Lately, I've heard some noise around me. I've observed people. So many times I see moms sitting on the sidelines, and there's nothing wrong with that. I shared a post a while back to some of my girls on my sisterhood page. There's a ministry called Raw Sisterhood, and I said, that fun girl that you once were still lives inside of you. And so many times we approach life and life hits us and we get all these things and we forget how to have fun. Or we think that fun is just for kids. Let me come in a little bit closer. Fun is not just for kids. You have a life. You were given this big, beautiful life. You mean to tell me that we're going to go through this whole life of just living and not having fun? That little girl, that little person that was inside of you that was once fun and laughed all the time and was joyful, that person is still inside. But maybe you've let the idea of being an adult, like, I'm an adult, I can't go do fun stuff. I've got to pay the bills. I've got to work. I've got to go do this. I've got to go do that. I can't be seen having fun. Like, I'm too reserved to have fun. Well, girlfriend, I'm pretty reserved too. Very reserved. But yesterday, my daughter and I, we went out, and we do this all the time. We went out to enjoy the day on purpose. Like, how do you do that? You find something and you go do it. So it was very simple. We went to the coffee shop. I do let her drink coffee because who cares? Like, whatever. She drinks like a frappuccino, and the girl drinks frappuccinos if it's 20 degrees outside, 5 degrees outside, 80 degrees outside. She still wants a frappuccino. So we went in there, we got some frappuccinos, we went to a new coffee shop. And then we sat in there, we talked, we ordered food, we ate a bunch of sweets, and we just laughed and talked and had fun. And then after we left, I told her, I was like, okay, we're at a stoplight, right or left? And she's like, left. So I took a left. I really didn't know where I was going, but I took a left, and we was like, well, we're just going to get lost on purpose. If we get lost, oh well, we'll find our way back somehow. And so we took a left, and I started going towards Sullivan's Island. Like, I don't know my way around this way. So I made a U-turn, and then she's over there laughing. And then we decided to go to Hobby Lobby in Mount Pleasant. If you guys live here in South Carolina, you know that Mount Pleasant is a little bit more on the upscale, uppity, stiff, reserved, conservative side, right? So if you go into a Hobby Lobby in Mount Pleasant and you're like skipping down the aisles and dancing, they're gonna look at you like, what is she doing? I know that grown adult woman is not over there just having fun and dancing and laughing. Y'all, we got some looks yesterday, and we have to decide ahead of time what's going to happen. Like, what do we do when people look at us when we're trying to have fun? You can stop having fun and go back to that little itty-bitty reserved life. Or you can say, to hell with you, I'm going to enjoy my life anyways. This is the day that I've been gifted. Gifted. It's the day that we've been gifted. I'm going to choose ahead of time to enjoy the heck out of my life. There are so many people that are sick in the hospital, that are paralyzed, that are, going through a lot of stuff, and they literally can't get out of bed to go do something fun. But I bet you that they're wishing that they were able to. Right? They're wishing that they were able to. So what are we going to do to get out there and be fun? We have to let go of the mentality that just because we're an adult, we can't have fun. We can't go do things little kids do. I want to raise my daughter up so that she will never ever forget that she can still have fun from the time she's little to the time she becomes an adult, so that there is no gap in between there. Oh, I'm too old for birthday parties, or I'm too old to go trick-or-treating, or I'm too old for this, or I'm too old for that. Let's go back a little bit. I'm speaking to the adults here. When we were little, we had birthday parties. Some of us did. I know some of us did not, and I'm sorry about that. But many of us had birthday parties. Some of them were elaborate, some of them were small. And at some point along the line, some of us decided, I'm too big for birthday parties. I'm too old to have a birthday party. Why? Why do we get to that point and we think that we're too old to have a birthday party? But when we get to 21 or 22 or 23, what do we want to do? We want to throw ourselves a birthday party. So we go from, like, say, maybe 10, 11 maybe, to 20, 21, like that big gap, 10 to 12 years of a gap, and we're telling ourselves that we were too big to have a birthday party, but whenever we become adult, 21, sometimes we wait till we're 30, and we throw ourselves a birthday party. Why can't we keep celebrating all those years and toss out the idea that we're too old? Don't let the world get into your mind. Don't let the society tell you how to live your life. Don't let people in the store tell you that you can't have fun. Don't let people's opinion of you define who you are. You are you, and that is more than enough. Continue to be you. Continue to be authentic. Continue to be fun. This life was meant to be lived, not meant for us to just exist through until we get to heaven. My mentor, Pamela Crum, one of my mentors, she has a saying, when she walks into the pearly gates of heaven, she wants to slide in there fully exhausted, because on earth she lived the best life. But she wants to get to heaven fully exhausted. And I thought about that, if I live my life here on earth to the max, to the fullest, I want to be tired when I get to heaven, because I lived every day of my life to the absolute fullest, full of fun, full of joy, full of everything. So what can we do about that? Allow yourself to have fun. Let me tell you another story. My daughter, actually I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to read a Bible scripture to you first. In Matthew 18, chapter 18, verse 1 through 3, 4-ish, Jesus is talking. The disciples are talking to Jesus, and they say, at that time, the disciples came to ask Jesus, who is considered to be the greatest in heaven's kingdom realm? And Jesus called a little one. Jesus said, hey little kid, come here, to his side, and he said to them, learn this well. Unless you dramatically change your way of thinking and become teachable and learn about heaven's kingdom realm, the wide-eyed wonder of a child, you will never be able to enter in. Whoever continually humbles himself to become like this gentle child is the greatest one in heaven's kingdom realm. So Jesus is telling his disciples to come like a child. How does a child live? How does a child exist? A child creates and they imagine all these crazy things. They want to have fun 24/7. They want to be entertained 24/7. They know who they are. They believe in fun. They believe in having and enjoying life. So if Jesus told the disciples that we must come as a child, we got to get back to those fun times as a child. What did you used to do when you were a kid? What was fun for you when you were a kid? I used to play tennis across the house with my sister because I didn't have a tennis court. I mean, this is preteen years, but still I used to play tennis across the house with my sister. I would stay outside all the time. I would stay, digging in the dirt and just being outside in nature and just acting silly, cracking jokes, dancing, having fun, just all kinds of stuff. So my sisters, my brothers, my friends, it's okay to have fun. This life was meant to be lived. It was meant to be lived. It's a gift that we were given each day that we were presented today. Today is January 21st. It was a new day of life. When I opened my eyes this morning, a new day of life on the horizon, and it was a gift that I was given. The question is, what was I going to do with that gift that I was given? Am I going to just ball it up and throw it in the trash and say, oh, I'm not doing anything fun. I'm not going to live this life. My life sucks. Well, of course your life sucks if you're talking like that. How is that fun? Right? It's not. Arms balled up, moaning, groaning, and complaining about life. It's not fun. But when we get to a point where we realize that life isn't just about working, making money, paying bills, that we have an area that we need to set boundaries with to be able to add fun to it, then we can start having fun. Okay? So when we go back to that story that I mentioned that I was going to tell you. So my daughter, she was about maybe 3 at the time. So many times we hate rain. Like, when I used to straighten my hair all the time, like, I did not want to get my straight hair wet because I spent hours blow drying that sucker, straightening that sucker, and just, like, making it presentable. Now, it's like, whatever, I don't care. But I didn't want to get my hair wet. I hated getting wet. I hated it when it rained. I hated when it got cloudy. Like, I just hated it because rain sucks. But after she got a little bit older, I decided, hey, let's go out and get wet on purpose. That we had a game. And I told her, whoever gets the most soaked wins. So we went to a coffee shop back then. It was Big B's Coffee. We went out with no umbrellas, no raincoats, and we had to literally go out in the rain and see who could get the most soaked by not like just standing there. So we got in the car, no umbrellas, ran into the store, and she was just laughing the whole time and just having fun. And it was fun. Like, fun doesn't have to be like spending money, going to Disney World, going on these elaborate trips, and spending all of your life's budget to keep up with somebody that you don't even like. Let's be real here. We don't need to keep up with anyone. We just need to keep up with ourselves. We need to keep up with this person. This person. That's all. And so what if people are looking at you and judging you? They don't have to answer for you when you arrive to heaven's gates. You gotta answer for you. What are you gonna say when you get to heaven? I always have this thing in my mind that when we get to heaven, Jesus or God might ask us, so what did you do with that life that you were given? And if that's a question that is asked, I don't want to approach that question with, I just sat around my whole life and didn't do anything. I thought fun was for kids, and so I didn't do anything. I just worked my butt off and I died just working. I don't want to approach the King of all kings with that response. I want to say, you know what, God? You gave me this life and I enjoyed the heck out of it. Like, we had so much fun. I'm like literally out of breath because I just came to the gates and I am tired. Right? So what are we going to do about this life that we've been given? Let's make up our minds today and toss out the lie that we're too old to have fun. That somewhere between, being 12, 13, 14 to where you are today, somebody said something to you. Somebody's opinion kind of crushed you a little bit. Somebody's idea of how to live life, maybe the people that you had in front of you were living life a certain way, and you thought this is the way life is supposed to be. But they weren't setting a great example. They weren't setting a great example for you. I've been there. I kind of lost a little bit of myself after I had a kid, and thought that I had to focus on X, Y, and Z in order to be. I got depressed. I lost who I was. I didn't know how to have fun. I didn't know how to go back to that girl that I once was and just broke out like a ladle in the kitchen and blasted music and just danced in the morning. Like, who does that? You can do that. Another example. About 2 weeks ago, we were leaving Target, and I just happened to look over to my right, and there was this big cloud of, at the time, I didn't know what it was, a big cloud just kind of over the parking lot. And I'm like, what is that? And right before I saw it, I had already taken my bags and put them into my arm, like this. And before I could even get words at my mouth, I realized that it was a whole downpour of rain. And I'm like, oh my goodness, where did this rain come from? And my daughter Constance is like, oh my gosh, Mama. And I was thinking, well, I'm gonna just walk to the car, just prim and proper. I'm gonna just walk to the car. I was like, you know what? Let's make this fun. I said, Constance, whoever can get to the car the fastest wins. And so we took off in the parking lot, just running like mad crazy. And we were just laughing the whole time. And I got to the car, and I locked her out by accident. And we got in and we were just completely soaked. Like all that running and we still got soaked. But it was fun. We laughed and we had a joyful time. Like I thank God for that moment because like how else would I have had fun if I wasn't running through the parking lot? I mean, sure, I could run through the parking lot on a sunny day, but then somebody might think there was something chasing me. But we decided to make it fun. If you go to the ice skating rink, get some skates on too. If you go camping, make it fun. And a lot of, like, this whole topic has been about rain a little bit. Not that I intended it when being that, but this past weekend, we went camping on a friend's property. They have quite a bit of land. And we like, well, we'll just go camping out there. I worked all day. I got home just in time to pack my bags, and my husband already had the tents in the car, all of our camping stuff in the car, and then we drove out to Harleyville to go set up, trying to beat the sun, or trying to beat the sunset, so we could do everything and get everything set up. So we did that, and y'all, I got bit by so many bugs, it's not even funny. I took natural bug spray and sprayed my whole body. I still was getting bit. I took the regular bug spray, sprayed my whole body, and I had pants on. Like, the suckers were biting me through my pants. Took the natural bug spray, sprayed my whole body, and I still got bit. I have a bite in the back of my leg. It's not a spider bite, but it's literally about that big. Crazy. It's huge. But anyways, we camped and we had fun. And then in the forecast, it was supposed to rain starting at 10 p.m. I'm like, really? But I had two choices at that time to make. I could say, oh my goodness, we're trying to have fun and our day is just getting ruined. Is that how we go about life sometimes? We set out to do something, something happens, and then we toss it all away because our day is ruined. Or, like, how do you go along with life's punches and the lemons that life throw at you? How do you go along with that? Well, we decided we're going to keep these tents up, and we're still going to camp anyways. So it started raining a little bit at 10. It wasn't hard, so we still had a bit of fire going. We were roasting marshmallows. The kids were all up in the woods. But there were flashlights. We had headlamps. We had all kinds of stuff out there, and we were just having fun. It's okay to go camping in somebody's yard. Put the tent in your backyard and camp. Put the tent in your living room and camp. I've done that before. I've done it twice, actually. My daughter was smaller. But let me tell you something real quick. As we get old and we're sleeping in the hard floor, these bones don't like it. They don't like it. It's like everything gets crushed. So when you wake up in the morning, it's like, feels like you're still stuck to the floor. So don't do that. I mean, you can, and you can experience it, and you come back and say, hey, you know what, Krista was right, I should have done that. I'm going to get, you know, either pile the blankets up high or get an air mattress. But just because you don't go off and do camping or whatever, how can you make the area of life that you're in right now, maybe your budget's very tight, maybe you're saving up money for something else, maybe, I don't know, maybe something's in the place of it, you can't go spend a bunch of money. And I never teach anybody on spending a bunch of money. I'm all about budgeting and making things fun with what we have. And you have a tent. What if you have a tent? What if you don't have a tent? Get some chairs from the dining room table, prop them up, you know, line them up into like an aisle, and make a fort. Make a fort. We as adults, like, we're afraid to get out and have fun. Ice skating, rollerblading, playing kickball, playing tennis, swimming with the kids, jumping in and doing cannonballs. Everybody else watching is going to watch and have an opinion, but you have to decide ahead of time that I am going to enjoy my life no matter what. You can't depend on people's opinions, not really depend on, you can't allow people's opinions of you to define who you are. Somebody might open their stupid mouth and say, well, who do you think you are? Like, why are you out there jumping in the pool with the kids? And you can come back with like, well, at least I'm enjoying my life. What do you have to say? You're sitting in the sidelines watching. Are you really enjoying your life getting burnt? Okay, let's not take it that far. But truthfully, real talk here, right? Somebody's going to open their mouth and say something stupid. There's always that person that's going to say something dumb. They're not going to understand why you do what you do. But just because their ignorance is not in a place to understand why you do life the way you do it, doesn't mean that you can't keep living. Keep living your life. Because it's worth it. Because you're worth it. Because there's fun to be had. So my friends, what I want to say to you is, you're never too old to have fun. Let go of that lie. Let go of societal thinking. Is that a word? Societal? I don't know. Anyways, let go of the way the world thinks. Because the world is, telling us that we should be adults and we gotta go to work, gotta climb up the corporate ladder, gotta do things a certain way in order to be an adult, in order to live, in order to exist. But that's not true. You can still have a career, you can still work, but you gotta add some fun in there too. It's all about balancing out your life. Because when you spend too much time doing one thing, you're gonna get burnt out in that. But life is meant to be lived and have fun, to be enjoyed, so that you can be filled with joy and happiness. If you're doing the same thing over and over and over, day in and day out, not having fun, not enjoying your life, you're going to be quite miserable. Quite miserable. I've been there before. There was a period of time when I was literally miserable. During that time frame of, postpartum depression, and I refused to go to the doctor, I was miserable. It wasn't, something that I planned. It wasn't how I wanted to live my life. I wanted more. I wanted something better. But guys, maybe your mom said something to you. Aren't you a little bit too old to be playing with Barbies? Maybe your uncle said something to you. Aren't you a little bit too old to be going trick-or-treating? Maybe your brother or sister said something to you. Aren't you a little bit too old to be having a birthday party? Take those lies and throw them in the trash. Because you're never too old to live life and enjoy life. This life was a gift. What will we do about it? How will we live this life? Like I said earlier, people are going to have something to say. Like we were in Hobby Lobby yesterday, some little older women were walking by us just looking at us like, oh, I know good and well that they're not in here with their phones just recording and dancing and acting like ballerinas. But yes, lady, we are. Sorry to break it down to you, but we are in here having fun. Maybe you should join us. Right? Anyways, guys, I hope you get the point that I'm trying to make today. Life is meant to be lived. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Add some fun to your life. If you don't know how to have fun, I can break some stuff down to you and be creative with having fun. Send me a message. Message me, email me. If you have my phone number already, text me. I'll be glad to help you live a life full of fun. I'll come do it with you. But I think that's a wrap for today, guys. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I forgot, I lost my train of thought. Like, I literally lost my train of thought. It came and then it went flying away. I'm Crystal Kiefer with Crystal Kiefer Inspired here on Facebook. And my mission here is to bring truth, light, and encouragement to as many women as possible, helping them to realize who they are and allow them to tell their story while leaving them ridiculously hopeful for tomorrow. And guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you like this episode of Real Talk Tuesday, please like it, share it, comment below, whatever, whichever one you like doing. Just do one of those for me, please. It will be available on YouTube a little bit later today, and I can share that link or, you know, whatever. But I hope that you are encouraged. I hope that you find hope in getting out there and enjoying your life. I hope that you, if you wrote some goals this year, I hope that you write down, go to the beach, or literally just go have fun. Write that down, and then go do it. Add some action behind the things that you want to do. So many times, we live a life based on somebody else's idea. We don't get around to the things that we actually want to do. But it is time, it is 2020, it is time that we get back to what the things that we want to do. Life can throw us lemons, life can be challenging, life can be hard. I know all about that. But even in the midst of those hard things, you gotta have fun so that you can get through them. Okay? So until next time, guys, have a wonderful Tuesday, and I'll see you next time. Love you all. Bye.